Welcome to the best of the Thursday Night Jazz Salon. I'm Dave Ross, a member of the Los Angeles Athletic Club and privileged to serve on the board of governors. And I want to welcome you back. Hopefully, you've been here before and you've made it some kind of regular part of your involvement in the club during this period of time when we can't physically actually be at the club. This is the 14th week. It's just getting hard to believe how long this is going, that we've been sequestered and have been streaming these best of concerts. Most of these concerts are part of the regular Thursday Night Jazz Salon series that takes place in the third floor invention space. But tonight is a little different. It was a beach concert that we gave last summer, and it's got some pretty cool surprises. It's a little bit like the Ed Sullivan Show. We've got a great band. They'll all be introduced in the video, but they've big shot players. And then a favorite of the Thursday night Jazz Salon audiences, and that is Maria Howell is singing. She's just a beautiful singer, wonderful performer. But in addition to that, we have a poet who's going to read some poetry. Our drummer that night was Tony Bennett's drummer for many years and is considered one of the finest brushes players in the world, and actually gave a TED talk on playing brushes. And he reprises that TED talk right after our break between the first and second set. Uh, he's, it's, I was just a few feet away from him when he was doing this, sitting there with a trumpet player, and we just couldn't believe our eyes what he was doing with his brushes on a snare drum. And then in the second set, after the poet, after the brushes, we have one of the lead singers from the great Motown group, The Temptations. His name is Louis Price. And gosh, he's just a remarkable entertainer. He's a great singer. And we do a medley of, I think, 4 or 5 of those great Temptations tunes. So I want to thank you for making the effort to stay involved in the athletic club. And I so hope you enjoy tonight's performance. And once the club is open, I hope to see you back on the third floor at Invention for the Thursday Night Jazz Salon. Have fun. Stay safe. Bye-bye. you please give a warm welcome, bring her on out to the stage, the great Maria Howell.
Ladies and gentlemen, please show your round of applause and love for these wonderful musicians on stage. How's everybody doing? It's good to be back here on the Bay. Yes. Oh. A little more, a little more, a little more, yeah. I I looked at you and suddenly something in your eyes I see soon begins bewitching me. It's that old devil moon you stole from the sky. That old devil moon in your eyes. You and your glance make this romance too hard to handle. Stars in the night blazing their light can't hold a candle. Here we go. To your razzle dazzle. You know you got me flying high and wide on a magic carpet ride full of butterflies inside. Oh, I wanna cry, want to croon, I wanna laugh like a loon. It's that old devil moon in your eyes. Yeah. Come on, Nolan. Nolan Shahid. Doug Webb, y'all. Mark Massey. You and your glance make this romance too hard to handle. Stars in the night blazing their light. I can't hold the candle to your razzle dazzle. You know you got me flying high and wide on a magic carpet ride full of butterflies inside. Ooh, I wanna cry, I want to croon, I wanna laugh just like a loon. It's that old devil moon in your eye. Yeah. Talking about those eyes. Yeah. Break it down just a little bit. Ba-doom, be-bo, be-bo, be-ba-doom, be-bo, be. Ba-doom, be-ba-doom, diddle-diddle, be-bo, be-ba-doom, ba-doom, diddle-diddle, be. Ba-ba, be-ba-doom, be-ba-doom, be. Ba-doom, do, be-ba-doom, ba-boom, be-ba-doom, be. Let me get some hand claps out here. Yeah. Ba-doom, be-ba-boom, baby. Ba-doo-doo-da-da-doom, be-do. Don't you love the way they're just following this? Ba-doom, dee-beep-beep. Ba-doom, dee-beep-beep. Ba-doo-ba-boo-ba-boo-ba-boo-ba-boo-dee. Talking about those eyes, oh babe, those eyes, yeah babe, those eyes. Nothing like those eyes in Long Beach, out at the bay, under the lights, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
This is one of my favorite songs. Don't ask me why. It just is. It's like a kissy poo song. You know what I'm saying? Ah. Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so I can hardly speak. And I seem to find that happiness I seek when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, heaven, I'm in heaven, and the cares that hung around me through the week seem to vanish like a gambler's lucky streak when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I'd love to climb a mountain and reach the highest peak, but it doesn't thrill me half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I'd love to go out fishing in a river or a creek, but it doesn't thrill me quite as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, come on, dance with me. I want my arms about you, the very charms about you. They're gonna carry me on through to heaven. Said I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so I can hardly speak. And I seem to find that happiness I seek when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek. Yeah. Oh, I'd love to climb a mountain and reach the highest peak, but it doesn't thrill me half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. You see, I would love to go out fishing in a river or a creek, but it doesn't thrill me quite as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Come on, baby, dance with me. I want my arms about you, the very charms about you. They're gonna carry me on through to heaven. Say I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so I can hardly speak. And I seem to find that happiness I see when we're out together dancing, having so much fun romancing. You see, we're out together dancing, out together dancing cheek to cheek. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I am about ready for a ballad. How many folks are in love out here? Okay, I'm gonna ask that again. We're out here under the somewhat of a moonlight,
You got to prepare them for those tough
you
questions.
know, yeah, I know, right? And when
Yeah.
I ask that, it's always like this really soft answer. Give you a minute to think about it. How many folks are in love tonight? So I thought. You know, even if you weren't, you come here and you're on the beach, you're on the sand, and you fall in love, huh? And you fall in love with. Well, I was talking about a person, but if you fall in love with the sand, that's okay too.
Yeah.
It's okay in the water. It's okay.
Sure, we got it.
It's because I was inspired. I just became inspired. These folks, you're about the only faces I can really see clearly. Everybody else, I feel you. But I feel so much love out here at the beach, in the sand, under the somewhat moonlight. Yeah. So this is going to be dedicated. We just met, Leslie and Jesse. Am I right? I remembered your names. Did I get it right? Do I get a prize? Okay, thank you so much. A glass of wine, okay. But because I just met you this afternoon, someone invited them and they came, and the person that invited them didn't get a chance to make it. So we just made family friends over here. We just became like instant family, you know. We can start, you know, really, whatever. And so I'm going to especially dedicate it to you, all right? And this is because you used to play with this artist. Hmm. We're going to say that again because all of a sudden someone went, oh. Here we go. At last, my love has come along, and my lonely days are over, and life is like a song. At last, the skies above are blue, and my heart is wrapped in clover. The night I looked at you, I found a dream that I can speak to, a dream that I can call my own. I found two lips to press my cheek to. Oh, a thrill I've never known. You smile. Oh, and then the spell was cast, and here we are in heaven, yeah. For you are mine at last. Yeah, yeah. found a dream, ooh, that I can speak to. Oh, a dream I can call my own. I found two lips to press my cheek to, yeah. Oh, a dream I've never known. Oh, yeah. You know you smile, yeah. Oh, then you know the spell was cast, and here we are in a heaven, for you are mine. And here we are in heaven, yes, for you are mine at last. Thank you. Once again, Nolan Shahid. Yeah. I hope we're in love. You want to get married now?
To the sand.
Going to the chapel and they're gonna get married. It's what happens when you know a line or two of every song in the whole wide world, right?
We got so many pretty songs.
Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. What are we going to
do
sing next? Did I mix you all up? You know, that's what happens when the girl comes on stage. Yes. Okay.
Do you want to look at this?
Yes, I do.
These are secrets that only I share with you.
Oh, this
I share
is
with only you.
fabulous, Dave.
Thank you.
This is wonderful.
Will you sing them? That's all I ask.
Just because I'm the only girl in the group, don't pick on me, please.
Push over.
How about number 4?
Number 4. This is like a game show.
Yes,
That's all. It's a pretty song.
For a toy.
This is
so much
song.
fun, don't you? This is great. Don't you think? Being out here is so interactive. You know, the band's having band meetings while you're witnessing, and then you tell us what to do, and you're gonna get married. I mean, this is fabulous. My goodness. And we've got to give some love, a shout out to our sound engineers, to Brenny and Brianna, the B&B. It's all girl power. I just think that's fabulous, having girls run the sound and everything. And also, we have, I don't know who is on camera over here. Arena. Girl power. Yeah, got it going on. I know we have someone on lights. And thank you so much.
George Angelo is taking care
George,
of
wherever you are, George, thank you. Thank you all for all the technical crew, making all this evening with this sort of kind of like moonlight special.
How about on this next song, you and Marky started?
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Make it all mushy.
Let's. If you're not falling in love tonight, something's wrong. So we're gonna do a lot of love songs. So yeah, let's do yeah. Let's make it rubato. Let's just have another band meeting. Let's just make it rubato. Let's Mark. Let's just do something rubato, just me and you. I say rubato, and then Clayton will come and let's give Clayton some love back here too, because Clayton. We always underestimate drummers. Keep it together. Thank you, Clayton. Thank you very much. Such a distinguished gentleman too. I can only give you love that lasts forever, and a promise to be near each time you call, and the only heart I own for you and you alone. That's all, baby, that's all. Yes, I can only give you country walks in springtime and a hand to hold when leaves begin to fall, and a love whose burning light will warm the winter night. That's all. That's all. There are those, I am sure, who have told you they'd give you the world for a little toy. All I have are these arms to enfold you, and a love time will never, never destroy. If you're wondering what I'm asking in return, dear, you'll be glad to know my demands are small. Say it's me that you'll adore from now and evermore. Ooh, baby, that's all. Yes, that's all. There are those, I am sure, who have told you they would give you the world for just a toy. All I have are these arms to enfold return, dear, you'll be glad to know my demands are so small. Say it's me that you'll adore for now and evermore. That's all. Baby, that's all. You know that's all. Thank you so much. Thank you. Say it again. You fell in love too? Oh, okay. Okay, 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 okay. All right.
What's next?
Well, I'd like to do something kind of a, I call me crazy, but blues,
Okay. Blues.
a blues on the bay. The other side of love, right? That was good. That's good, Doug. Okay. The other side of love. And I'd like to keep this in the key of F, or we can go to G, whatever you want. Is F the love key? Really? Is it really?
If you look it up in the dictionary.
I'm the girl in the group. Remember this at all times. Don't tell me jokes, please. Don't tell me jokes. Don't do that while I'm.
Don't repeat what the band says into the mic.
I'll focus here.
How do you want the tempo?
We're gonna do a blues in the key of F on the bay.
Yeah. And what's the tempo?
About right here. Clayton and I will talk about this. We're gonna have a band meeting right here. What are you feeling, Clayton? You're just so laid back. I love it. All right. Isn't he fab? He's fabulous. How about? Yeah. My man don't love me, treats me awful mean. My man, he don't love me, treats me awful mean. He's the lowest man that I ever did see. He wears high waist pants, stripes are really yellow. Yeah. He wears high waist pants, stripes are really yellow. Oh, but when that man gets to loving, he is so fine and mellow. Yeah. Now see, love is like a faucet. It turns off and on. That's what they say. Love is like a faucet. It turns off and on. Oh, when you think your love is going, it has turned off and gone. Yeah. Yes. Come on, Dave. 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 You. That's right. Yeah. Go ahead, Clayton. You take it. Okay. Clayton Cameron. Call it stormy Monday. Tuesday's just as bad. Whoa, they call it stormy Monday. Tuesday's just as bad. Whoa, Wednesday's so much worse. And Thursday's oh so sad. I said the eagle flies on Friday. Saturday I go out and play. Eagle flies on Friday, yeah. But Saturday I go out and play. Oh, when I get up on Sunday morning, get down on my knees and pray. Here's what I say, y'all. I say, Lord, 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 have some mercy on me. Yeah. Oh, Lord, 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 have a little bit of mercy on me. Yeah. Oh, my man, he done left me. I'm in such misery. Yeah, Thank you. Thank you.
We're going to have some spoken word with Mr. Kerry Peck.
Is there still a big left field out there? Because I can't see you guys at all. Okay. Since we're by the water, I wanted to do some sort of a boat poem And I know the purists are going to be upset, so I just want to say this is an allegory. I would want a boat if I wanted a boat that bounded hard on the waves, that didn't know starboard from port and wouldn't learn, that welcomed dolphins and headed straight for the whales, and when rocks were close would slide in for a touch or two, that wouldn't keep land in sight and went fast and leaped into the spray. What kind of life is it always to just plan and just do, to just promise and just finish, to wish for the near and safe when there's a horizon to chase? Yes, by everything in me, if I wanted a boat, I'd want a boat I couldn't steer. When I was a poet, I had no doubt. I knew everything lettered inward at each syllable, seed attached to a letter, made a word, made a world. When I was a poet, the world was a scatter of words tossed across blank space. When I was a poet, I knew everything I didn't know. Thought I knew the game, but the game knew me, played me like an ocarina. When I was a poet, I was an acrobat, a high rope walker, in my tights and slippers, stretched on a wire across the Grand Canyon, inferno vertigo. Oh, I did prance the death-defying dance, whereas now death informs each passing moment. When I was a poet, all my friends were poets too, and we'd gather at places where poets and others would gather at, yes, ask questions, yes, constantly, without pause, without answer. Certainties, of course, absolutes, absolutely. But other than that, nada, zilch. Great blank white page, blank stare into the core of it all. When I was a poet, passion was a live wire stuck into the nerve endings of lovers' spines, charging our jolts with volts of jazz, and deep juices parting like the Red Sea. Dig it, Creeley said. When I was a poet, I was a thief, a jackdaw in all traits, straight for the shiny things. Juggler, jongler, fancy-footed roller skater, in poetry halls and in roller skating rinks. Swimming in yodel waddles, stretching the tape on ecstatic waltzes, and turning blotch blue spots like ice into ink. When I was a poet, everything was poetry. From hummingbird's flight to maggots hatching, and everything counted and nothing counted, and it was all connected to Heart Central. The sky is a great blue inverted ocean, and the stars are the fish that swim, and the planets are great white whales, upon which I occasionally hide a ride, and the sun and all light sinks into my skin and my bones. There's only one rule on this wild playground. For every sign that Hafez has ever read says the same thing. Have fun, my dears. My dears, have fun. In this, the beloved's enchanted game. In this, the beloved's eternal, wonderful playground. I believe in things you can trust, like salt, cold water, and the heat from a fire. And without knowing a lot about science, I know that if you walk under an apple tree, an apple can hit you. I'm not too sure about what I hear these days, or any days. I don't believe in everything I see, but I believe that we can have an effect, I think that sounds, that words we make, can make people react and think that there's change and we can be part of it. So I believe in moments of revealed truth and sudden dramatic, miraculous conversion. Scientists debate this. Behavioralists say it's about nature and environment. And geneticists say it's all in the DNA, baby. I don't know. Religions seek to guide us. The Noble Eightfold Path, the 5 pillars. Sunnis say they're 6. The Baltimore Catechism has 4 volumes, 12 steps. But nobody knows what's going to happen if the man comes back. So I believe in looking into yourself, seeking a deeper compass, and finding your own true north.
Carrie Pack.
People often ask me, I play with all these different artists like Tony Bennett, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr. Who are some of your influences in terms of, playing the drums? Well, I have to say there were, the obvious influences like famous drummers like Max Roach, Papa Joe Jones, who played with the Count Basie Orchestra, and many other jazz drummers. But I have to say, growing up, one of the big influences was the sound that my mother and father's washing machine made. Sounds something like this. Every now and then, we had to get off balance. But I worked many years with a gentleman by the name of Sammy Davis Jr. Now, Sammy was a great poofer. He was one of the greatest entertainers in the world. I worked with him I was his last drummer. We worked with him for about 8 years. Now, Sammy, when he would tap dance, he did acting and impersonations and twirled guns and played drums, all this stuff. But when he would tap dance, it was incredible. And so he would sound something like this. So Sammy, thank you. Now Sammy had a lot of hoofing friends. Now one of them was Sandman Sims. Now Sandman, he would take sand and spread it around on a wood floor, and he would slip slide his rhythm. So when he danced, he sounds something like this. So what I would do, thank you, I'd take Sammy Davis Jr. and Sandman Sims and put them together, and they would sound something like this. Now there was another hooper that worked with Sammy, and I got the pleasure of watching. Had the pleasure of watching. His name was Bunny Briggs. Now Bunny, he had this smooth approach. His upper body looked like it was hardly moving, and he was just floating through air, while his feet had this rapid fire thing going on. So he would sound like this, Bunny Briggs. So what I would do is take Sammy Davis Jr., Sandman Sims, and Bunny Briggs and put them together, and they would sound something like this. Now then, there's a gentleman by the name. Now, when I was a kid, which was a long time ago, maybe shorter than some, but longer than most, there was a show, the Lawrence Welk Show. And the Lawrence Welk Show, they had all kinds of entertainers coming over there, but there was one that I used to wait for to watch. His name was Arthur Duncan, and he was a great hooper. And he would do this kind of acrobatic tap dancing, a thing they call a buck in the wing, where you kind of twirl your legs around and all of this stuff. So when I watched him, it was just amazing. So I tried to emulate him, and he sounded something like this. So what I would do is take Sammy Davis Jr., Sandman Sims, Bunny Briggs, and Arthur Duncan, put them together, and they would sound something like this. Last but not least, thank you. There's a guy by the name of Gregory Hines. Now, Gregory was the young buck of all these guys, and he's kind of stood on all their shoulders, and he could do many of the things that they did because he watched them since he was a kid. But then Gregory would add a little R&B, a little funk to his taps, and so he would sound something like this. So what I would do I really need to tell you? Took Sammy Davis Jr., Sandman Sims, Arthur Duncan, Bunny Briggs, and Gregory Hines, and put them all together, and they sound something like this. Thank you.
Clayton Cameron. Man, Nolan and I were sitting just inches from him, and
Clayton Cameron.
you could
Clayton
hardly believe what
Cameron.
you were seeing.
Clayton Cameron.
Oh, so amazing. That here we are in this setting that many of you have talked about, just a heavenly setting, and we have the opportunity to hear sing some of the greatest songs from the Temptations and the Drifters, a man who was the lead singer in both of those bands. Would you please make him feel welcome? The great Louis Price.
How y'all doing? How's everybody doing? This is my mic. I want the best mic. Has this been the best mic all night? How's everybody doing? All right? Oh, you guys are great. You know what? I miss you guys. I really have, and I'm glad that he finally asked me back. Did y'all do this last year? What? You know, that's kind of cold. You know, it's a song I used to like. It said, "Oh, the boardwalk's deserted. There's nobody down by the shore. And the Paris, no, it's not the Paris. And the Ferris, I think it's right. And the Ferris, what is it, ride? Ferris wheel ride isn't spinning around anymore. Oh, the heat wave. I don't know this song. And the summer things are through, but I still got some sand in my shoes. Sand in my shoes brings back memories of yesterday. Sand in my shoes. When we fell in love down by the sea, comes back to me with the sand in my shoes. Now, anybody got sand in their shoes? Oh my God! How many people remember this song? Now when the sun beats down and burns the tar upon the roof, well, and your shoes get so hot, you wish your tired feet were fireproof. Under the boardwalk, down by the sea, yeah, yeah, yeah. On a blanket with my baby, that's where I'll be. Let's do letter A. Under the boardwalk.
Under the boardwalk.
We'll be having some
Under the boardwalk.
people walking above.
Under the boardwalk.
We'll be falling in love under the boardwalk.
Boardwalk.
Ooh. Now from the park you hear the happy sound of the carousel. You can almost taste the hot dog and french fries they sell under the boardwalk down by the sea. Yeah, yeah, yeah. On a blanket with my baby, that's where I'll be. Now, under the boardwalk, here we go. I need you now. Under the boardwalk, out of the sun. There you go. We'll be having some fun.
Under the boardwalk.
Oh, people walking above.
Under the boardwalk.
We'll be falling in love under the boardwalk. Boardwalk. Give me a solo right here. Under the boardwalk, give me a hand. Down by the sea, on a blanket with my baby, that's where I'll be. One more time, under the boardwalk, here we go. Out of the sun, oh, we'll be having some fun. People walking above. Big finish. We'll be falling in love under the boardwalk. That was pretty good. Man, I'm getting old. I don't know about you guys, but did you realize that the next year you got older? And then things start happening, don't they? You know, even when you're 28, stuff started happening. I know. I was 28 last year. And I can't remember like I used to, you know. And the thing about it is that time moves faster when you're older. I tried to look it up in the dictionary. It said, why does time move faster when you're older? So they have some type of theory, right? And I read it and I kind of understood it, but I can't remember. But I'm sure it was interesting. You know, I mean, why when you get older, everything just go fast? It was just Christmas last year. And look at here, in about 4 months, it's Christmas again. So hey, I guess I'm gonna sing this song. What's the name of this? No, man, y'all can't even read the chart. Under the board, what is it? Up on the roof. Let's go up. It's on the roof. It gets confusing. Up on the roof and under the boardwalk is the same thing, ain't it? All right, here we go. Let's try. Up on the roof. Up on the roof. This takes me back when I was 28. Here we go. When this old world starts getting me down and people are just too much for me to fade up on the roof, I climb way up to the top of the stairs and all my cares just drift right into space. Oh, on the roof is peaceful as can be, and there below the world can't bother me. Let's go up on the roof, up on the roof. I saw Ben Marine do that. I was 28, I could do it much sexier. No, seriously. I could, you should see me. It was like, and all the girls would faint. That's what they told me because I would faint too. But I think I'm going to go to my era. My era is Beyonce. You too? And I know it might be a little too young for some of y'all, but we like the sight, don't we? It's a good sight. So we're gonna sing a song. Well, we're gonna sing a bunch of them. But when I was with the Temptations, I had a wonderful career. I'm gonna tell you a story about it. You want to hear a story about when I was with the Temptations? Okay. Woo! I couldn't do that. Okay, so let me tell you what happened. I was in Detroit. I was a new guy on the block, and I was going to Detroit to sing for the first time. And Detroit is where Motown originated, right? And so everybody was saying, "Who is this new guy?" This was 1977, before you were born. No, not. She said, "Not him." Oh, okay, that's cool. No, not him. But anyway, 1977, and I took the place of a guy named Dennis Edwards. Dennis Edwards was this guy who sang, "Papa was a Rolling Stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. And when he died, all he left me was alone." I like those words, right? Yeah. So anyway, I took the place of this guy. And so everybody was saying, "Who is this young kid? Young, nice-looking kid. Young, tall kid. Handsome, dark." Yeah, that was me. And so when I got to Detroit, I went into this hotel, and I was a little nervous, I got to admit, because, this is everybody going to say, "Well, let's see if he can sing. Let's see if he can sing." So anyway, I'm sitting in my room, and I'm cooling out, and all of a sudden, somebody knocks on my door. Bang, 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 bang. You're supposed to do that. Somebody knocks on my door. I like that. And so I said, I'm upset, because I'm saying, who's knocking on my door like that? Right? Oh, let me say. So I said, "Who's at my door?" I heard a voice say, "Ruffin." I said, "Who?" He said, "Ruffin." So I looked through the peephole and I saw this guy standing out there with thick glasses, and a cigarette, and he was smoking. He said, "You gonna let me in, young blood?" So I said, "Oh my God, David Ruffin." So I opened the door and he said, "Hey, can I come in, young blood? What's up? You gonna keep me out in the hallway?" I said, "Well, you gotta put that cigarette out." So he said, "Oh, damn it, young blood." Put the cigarette out, he came in. And he talked to me. And I was very, 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 very honored that he took time to see who had taken the place of somebody who had taken the place of him. Because he had so many hits, "My Girl" and "Ain't Too Proud to Beg," all these great songs. But anyway, just my, I know this guy was just amazing. So anyway, we talked for a little while. And after we finished talking, I would walk around in my room like that. And so he said, "Okay, young blood, I'm gonna go." And I said, "Well, before you go, can I ask you a question?" He lit his cigarette back in the hallway. Wouldn't let him do it in the room. He said, "Yeah, what is it, young blood?" I said, "When you get hoarse, like real hoarse, because we had been out on the road, we had been touring, and when you tour, you don't change the keys. When you get to a group, whatever key that song was in, you don't change. It's going to be that way because it costs so much money to change the arrangements and the charts for bands and the horns and the strings and everything." So anyway, I had been singing these songs in the wrong key for me, and I was hoarse all the time. And so I said, "Before you leave," I said, "Tell me, what do you do when you're hoarse?" He took a puff of his cigarette. I said, "Oh, man, I'm going to get some knowledge." He said, "Sing through it, young blood." That was all he gave me. So anyway, that was one story that I really treasured because he taught me nothing. Because I had been singing through it all the time, right? But anyway, David Ruffin was a very talented cat, and we're going to sing some songs that the Temptations put out, and I had the opportunity to sing because I was the lead singer for about 3 years. You did? And we traveled all around the world, first class, and it was happening. I had never been in first class. I was was in first class, they was feeding me things. And first class back in those days was first class, you know. And it was just great because they would sneak and give you anything you wanted, you know. So anyway, what's the name of this song? Ain't Too Proud to Beg. You ready? 1, 2. If you know the song. I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go. If I gotta beg and plead for your sympathy, I don't mind, 'cause you mean that much to me. Ain't too proud to beg, sweet darling, please don't leave me, girl. Ain't too proud to plead, baby, don't leave me, girl. Now I heard a crying man is half a man with no sense of pride. But if I gotta cry to keep you, I don't mind weeping just to keep you by my side. Ain't too proud to beg. Please don't leave me, girl. Ain't too proud to plead, baby, don't leave me, girl. Don't, come on, Dave. Heard a crime man is half a man, no sense of pride. But if I gotta cry to keep you, I don't mind weeping just to keep you by my side. Ain't too proud to beg, oh darling, please don't leave me, girl. Ain't too proud to please, baby, don't leave me. Here we go. You know what? I gotta give it to these guys because they didn't even practice with me. No, I'm serious. And they just took the stuff and they worked. And I'm just really honored that they took the time to kind of accommodate me. So let's give these guys a hand. I wish I could hear me better because I think I sound good. But I'm not sure. Thank you guys. And the next song is, I hope y'all reading the chart right, man. No, it's just Beauty's on the Skinny. Y'all know that song? Yeah. Y'all practice that? Yeah. Well, look at the piano player say, y'all practice that? All day long. The bass player say, you practice? So you know who put in the work, right? Y'all want to try it? Yeah. Let's do it. What's the name of it again? Beauty's on the Skinny? Here we go. So in love, sad as can be. No. Oh, the pretty face got the best of me. Suddenly, she came into my life and gave it meaning and pure delight. Pretty face is some kind of face, but I'll take love in its place. Beauty's only skin deep. Beauty's only skin deep. Now you speak your word, warm and sincere, and let me know if your love is near. A pretty face you may not possess, but what I like about you is your tenderness. A pretty face is some kind of face, but I'll take love in its place. Beauty's only skin deep. Beauty's only skin deep. One, two. My friends ask me, what do I see in you? But it goes deeper than the eye can view. You got a pleasing personality, and that's an ever rare quality. D. Now show me a girl that's fine. And I'll show you a girl with you loving all the time. Beauty's on the skin deep, yeah. Beauty's on the skin deep. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah. Woo. They working me, ain't they? They're working you good. Good. He said, that's good. Now you know what? This is one of my favorite songs. I don't know if you guys remember this because most of y'all are too young. But thank goodness you look good. You know, because if you were too young and you didn't look good, that's bad. So it's just my imagination. I mean, I love that song. I mean, if you listen, it's just a great feeling. Are you married? Hey. Woo! Slow down just a little more. Not that much, right? Day through my window, I watch her as she passes by. I say to myself, you're such a lucky guy to have a girl like her. It's truly a dream come true. Oh yeah, thank you, Maria. Out of all the fellas in the world, she belongs to you. I need you right here. But it was just my imagination once again, running away with me. Oh yeah, it was just my imagination running away with me. Whoa, soon we'll be married and raise a family. Might be too late for that for us out there. But we'll have a cozy little house out in the country with 2 children, maybe 3. I visualize it. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I can see it right now. This could be a dream, 'cause to real it all seems. Now you gotta wake me up. Here we go. But it was just my. There it goes again. Oh, it was. Oh, running away with me. Let's go to the chorus. It was just my imagination. Come on. Run away with me. Come on. Oh, it was just my imagination running away with me. Let me tell the band to be quiet. It was. That's what I like to hear. Oh, come on. Running away with me. Oh, it was. Running away. One more time, bring it on down, man. It was. Sound mighty good. Come on. Running away with me. Oh, it was. Come on. You know you got blue hair, you should be able to sing, right? Ooh, it was just my imagination. There you go, baby. Come on, give me 5. Running. Now who's not scared? It was one night
imagination.
I like that. Run away with me.
It's not
It was
just my imagination.
give him a hand. Running away with me. Wait a minute. Just my imagination.
Running away from me.
Yeah. It was just my imagination. Yeah. Running away with me. Come on.
Just my imagination.
Sing it here.
Running away with me.
Oh.
It was just my imagination. Running.
It was just my imagination running away with me. Oh. You know what? It must be really good to have this many wonderful people living kind of like in the same proximity. That word, is that right? Is that a word? Proximity. You know, when you get over 28, you start. Hey, when you get over 28, you forget words you used to know. I used to look at people. When I first got with the Temptations, I was like 20. And I don't have to tell you, I was young, nice looking, intelligent, kind of cute, pretty, all that stuff. And they were like maybe 10 years older than I was. And it was amazing because they didn't know as much as I knew. I said, man, don't they know? I said, man, where they been? I'm out of college and I'm smart and stuff, right? And then I found out last year that I don't know nothing either, man. You forget. Am I right? I'm gonna tell you a little story. Y'all don't mind, do you? We gone past the curfew. We in trouble. Okay, so look. So my father, he just died, and unfortunately, I mean, but he died in 2014. So I'm a little over it, just a little. You know how it is. Everybody when you lose somebody, and especially somebody that was cool. So anyway, he came over to my house when I bought a house in LA first time, and I was with my daughter, and I was saying my daughter had some marbles, and she was playing the marbles and stuff, and my father said, "Boy, I used to be the marble king. When they saw me coming, everybody would grab their marbles and run. Because I used to win. You put the circle, you put the circle in the ground and you put the marbles in it and you shoot them out, right? So I'm saying, yeah, Dad, yeah. So anyway, he said, man, give me the marbles. So I give him a marble. My father get the marble. He get it. He looked good. He said, grit his teeth a little like that. That's how he do it. See like that? And then he say, and then when he went to shoot, that marble just fell out like this. Boom. And I just said, man, Pops, get up. Yeah. So years later, I'm playing with a niece. It's about 20 years later, whatever, maybe 30. And I'm playing with a niece because I used to be the marble king. Okay, so they got the marbles, and I'm saying, hey, give me the marble. Let me show you something. I used to be the marble king. But I was for real. I used to walk around my pockets like that with marbles. So anyway, they say, oh, yeah, Uncle Lou. So I got the marble. And I said, and the marble say, bloom. And I say, he was the marble. He was the marble king. I knew my father had been the marble king because I was, and I lost it. So you lose stuff. You lose stuff, your keys and your wallet, right? So look, your brain's right. So hey, I know one thing I'm not going to lose, and I'm not going to lose my sunshine on a cloudy day. So, can I say something first? Hold on. I'm going to say this. Now, how far are we? You guys are so beautiful over there. far? Oh, but they look pretty over here. Oh, no, just teasing. I can see them closer, you know. But how far are we from San Pedro, San Pedro, San Pedro? Not too far. Is anybody in that district? Anybody? If anybody's in that district, I got a young lady here, and she is so sweet. She's running for office for something in the San Pedro. What is it? Can you tell me? Come here for a minute. Come here, woman. Come here, woman. She looks kind of cute too. If I wasn't gay, she'd be in trouble. Oh no, I'm just kidding. I got a wife and I got a wife and I got kids. You know, like that means something either, right? Yeah, I got a wife and I got a kid. Yeah, look, come over here, woman. So what are you doing?
District 7 LUSD School Board. So San Pedro, Wilmington, Harbor City, Lomita, Carson, Gardena, Wilmington, Watts, and South LA. So tell your friends to vote. Silka Bradford.
So wait a minute. I didn't hear your name. What's your name? Your whole name?
Silka Bradford. Looks like Silky, but it's Silka. I'm half German, so a little confusing, but Silka Bradford.
So hey guys, we got people who's trying to do good for us in office, and I think that's a need that we have these days. Don't start no politics. Don't start it, won't be none. All right. What'd you say? Who somebody said something? Happy times, that's right. So look at here. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. You know the song, come on. When it's cold outside, I got the month of May. Come on, everybody right here. Well, I guess you and you might say, what can make me feel this way, my girl? Talking about my girl. I've got so much honey. The bees in the meat. Oh yeah. I've got a sweeter song than the birds could ever sing. Oh. Well, I guess you said what can make me feel this way, my girl. Talking about my girl. Ooh. Hey, hey, hey. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. Ooh, baby. I don't need no money, fortune, or fame. Oh no, I've got all the riches, baby. One man can I ever claim. Here we go. Well, I guess you and you might say, what can make me feel this way, my girl? Talking about my girl. Talking about. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day with my girl. Talking about my girl. I even got the month of May. Talking about my girl. All you have to do is say, talking about my girl. Talking about my girl. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Come on, let me hear. I like that. And I want the ladies to say it in your high, pretty, sexy voice. You say, talking about my girl. Talking about my girl. Woo! That sounds so sweet. Now if we can get this band to go down just so I can hear you. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When I hear your voice like that, girl. Man, that sounds sweet. I gotta get y'all in the studio. Okay, fellas. Fellas, wait a minute, ladies, don't sing. Fellas, sing. Talking about my girl. You got that, fellas? Say yeah. Say yeah. Yeah. Here we go. One, sing. It sounds all right. Not as sweet as the ladies, but let's try it a little harder. Come on. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. Talking about my girl. Wait a minute. You know what? I did it wrong. I did it wrong. Ladies, you say talking about my guy. You know, I got this. I just got carried away with the LBG thing. You know? My bad. Okay. Man, oh man. Will y'all forgive me? Okay, ladies, you say talking about my guy. That sounds much better. Little louder, ladies, come on. I got sunshine on a cloudy day. Yes, I have. When you tell me, true. Now, this is a sophisticated audience. Bring it down. Y'all keep saying. Now, guys, you're gonna say, we're gonna do this. We're gonna counter. They're gonna say, my girl, talking about my girl. That's what the guy's gonna say. My girl, talking about my girl. Come on, ladies. My girl, talking about my girl. 1, 2. And then bring it on down. I think we're confused. My girl, talking about my girl. Come on. My girl. I see it. Talking about my girl. Come here for a minute. Come here. Talking about my girl. What's up, baby? What's your name? Gary. Gary. Come on, Gary. Gary's singing sounds so good. No, you're not, baby. Come on. Come on. See, Gary, he's going to help me with my guys. Gary, you got the swag already. You got the hat on back. You got to step up the game. What do you think, Gary? I think we can move him. Okay. I need a lady up here. Maria? Come on. Maria, let's give her a hand. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give her a hand. She's done a great job. So talented. You know, she's done everything, television, radio, trash. I mean, when we at the house, we have a party, she cleans up. She nothing above, nothing below. She just like right down the middle, right there. Let's hear it from Maria again. Thank you. So you're gonna say. Carrie. He said Carrie. Gary. Carrie. All right, my bad, Carrie. Yeah, I tell you, when you get over 28, man, you can't hear.
I'll tell you when I get there.
Oh, that's cool. Here we go. Are y'all ready? We put a little pressure on this brother, right?
Talking about my guy.
My girl.
Whoa, whoa, talking about my guy. Talking about my guy.
Talking about my girl. Talking about my girl.
Talking about my guy.
Talking about my girl.
Talking about my guy.
My girl. Talking about her. My girl.
Ready now.
Talking about my guy.
My girl.
I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When I'm with you, baby, all I want to do is
Talking about my guy.
love you.
Talking
I
about
want to hug
my
you,
girl.
kiss you, and smudge and smudge
Talking
and
about
all the things you do on a rug.
Talking about my girl.
Everybody, come on, ladies, you know your part.
Talking about my guy.
My God, guys, you know your part.
Talking about my girl.
Let's finish it strong. Come on.
Talking about my guy.
I've got sunshine on a cloudy day.
Talking about my girl.
My guy.
Let's
Louis
hear it for
Price,
Carrie.
everybody. Louis Price.
Let's hear it for Maria. Thank you, baby. Carrie, give me that mic. I see you trying to take it with
Louis
you.
Price, Maria Howell.
Stay here. Don't you go nowhere.
Carrie Peck.
Testing. All right. Testing. Testing. You guys tell me which one is the best mic. Testing. Hey, hey, what's up, baby?
Check.
Hey,
check,
hey, what's
check,
up,
check.
baby? Which one you like?
Check, check,
Hey, hey, what's up, baby? Hey.
check, 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 check.
I think her mic is better than both of these. Ain't it? It sounds. Can I see that for a second? No, I just want to. Check, check. Oh. Here's the best mic. Check, check. Oh, that's cold. That's cold.
Louis,
Okay.
can you close us with a duet with Maria? Is that possible? Do you extra for that, or how's that work?
Well, we're gonna do. I want a strong duet,
Mm-hmm.
and I know she can hold up her part, but me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting old, baby.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do the B flat minor, and she's gonna sing it with me because she knows this song. She knows every song. All right.
Okay.
B flat. I think it's B flat minor.
What's the tune?
Give me B flat minor. That's all I want. Woo. Give me that. Hold it like you're in church. I know you. The closest he's been to church is chicken. All right.
Before we do this, I have to say, we were hanging out in Carolina
Oh my God.
2 weeks ago, and now we're hanging out in Cali.
Ain't that something?
Isn't that special?
That's a
From
blessing.
coast to coast.
That's a blessing.
Yeah.
And Maria, she sang in the opening ceremony of the National Black Theater Festival, where everybody comes from all around the world, and they do and launch their theater piece. And she was marvelous. She reminds me of me when I was young. I was beautiful. Well, you know the story. But ooh, I bet you're wondering how I knew.
Yeah. About your plans to make me blue.
When some of the guys you knew before twisted
Between
to
us,
us guys,
yeah.
you know I love you more. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get direct to everybody. This is gonna be the 6th. Took me by surprise.
I must say.
And one, when I found out yesterday, yeah. Don't you know I heard it through the grapevine. You gotta watch me. I got you. And we're gonna hit on the 5. Ready? Gonna hit on the 5. Not much longer. 5. I say hit. I didn't say Smith. Not much longer. That's what I'm talking about. And that was a hit, wasn't it? Not much longer. 2 times. Not much longer. Hey.
Yep,
Is
that
everybody
hurt
all
you.
right? Not much longer. 2 times. Not much longer. Would you be mine? Oh, oh. Honey, ha ha, heard it through the grapevine. How much longer would you be my baby? Yeah, 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 yeah. Heard it through the grapevine. How much longer would you be my baby? You know the first verse? Ooh, I bet you.
Ooh, I bet you wondering how I knew about your plans to make me blue with some other girl you knew before. Between the two of us, girl, you know I loved you more. Took me by surprise, I must say, when I found out yesterday. Heard it through the grapevine.
Not much longer would you be mine. Hey, hey, heard it through the grapevine. And I'm just about to lose my mind. Honey, ha ha, heard it through the grapevine. Not much longer would you be my baby. You say that. Yeah, 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 yeah. Heard it through the grapevine. Not much longer would you be my
baby.
Come on, Nolan. Oh, everybody put your hands together. Woo! Take it off. Woo! Hey, here's the grapevine. How much longer would you be my baby? Ready? Here we go. I know a man ain't supposed to cry, but these tears I can't hold inside. Losing you would mean my life, you see. 'Cause you mean that much to me, girl. Did you plan to let me know for the other guy you love before? Don't you know I heard? Don't you know I heard it? Not much longer, not much longer. Don't you know? Heard it through the grapevine, and I'm just about to lose my mind. Heard it, ha ha, yeah.
Through the grapevine, how much longer would you be my baby?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Heard it
Through the grapevine, how much longer would you be my baby?
Let's get a sax on. Come on, sax player. Can you stand up? Can you get up and exercise a little? Come on. It's hard to get up in that sand. Come on, baby. Yeah, yeah. Everybody put your hands together. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There you go. I heard it. 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 Oh, I know a man ain't supposed to cry, but these tears I can't hold inside. Losing you would mean my life, you see. 'Cause you mean that much to me. Did you plan to let me go? Oh, the other guy you loved before. I heard it through the grapevine. Not much longer would you be mine. Hey, hey, heard it through the grapevine. I heard it, and I'm just about to lose my mind. Honey, ha ha. How's everybody doing? Keep the beat. You know, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for letting me be myself
Come on now.
again.
Ooh, yeah.
What did I say, Maria? Thank you for letting me be myself again. Can you say that? I don't know if you're old enough to remember that.
Thank you for letting me be myself
Again. Sly and the Family Stone, right? Everybody say it, come on.
Thank you for letting me be myself again.
Ooh, thank you very much. I've had a lovely time. Thank you very much. You all have been fine. I've seen some beautiful people. I heard some beautiful voices. And I just want to say thank you. Everybody say it's all right.
It's alright.
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 Everybody say yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It's all right.
It's alright.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all right. It's all right.
It's alright.
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 Thank you very much. It is all right. Fun.
Louis Price, everybody.
Thank you. You guys have been lovely.
Lois Price. Lois Price. Maria Howell. Oh, man. Oh, Louis. We can't get enough of you, Louis. Oh, my God. You've transformed us. It's a religious experience. We'll never be the same.